We are live. Hello, Pod Brother Nation. Uh, Good to see you. I am the Pod Brother, aka Stephen Kimbrough. Some of you, like my mom, might know me as Stephen E. Kimbrough. And some of you folks in New York might know me as, hey, stop that guy. He's got my wallet. We have jokes on this show. This show is a funny show. And I'm launching a new podcast called The Pod Owwll. And my first guest on the Pod Owwll show is Mary, all the way from Portland, Oregon. Is that where you live right now?
That is where I'm located currently.
Portland, Oregon. I've been there, man. Portland is kind of groovy.
It is a groovy place.
Yeah. And you're kind of a groovy chick yourself, man. I love the name of your company, like Produced by a Girl. You can't get any groovier than that.
Yes. First my girl. What's up, ladies? Hey guys.
So how did you come up with that name?
I was literally trying to think about my community, and I was like scrolling through socials looking for my girl tribe to like produce music with, and I was like, oh man, there's so many cool bros doing beats, but where are the girls at? And I literally was just like, in that Portland angst, like Portlandia took over, and I was just like, produced by a girl. And like it just kind of stuck.
I like it, man. That is such a very cool, groovy name. And the fact that there is a movement to get more girls and more women involved in a diversity movement to be inclusive. Yes. Like, what a great name, what a great brand, what a great idea to get girls involved and to get people to understand that there are girls out there producing stuff too, and they need to be on the radar.
Yes, thanks, Stephen. I'm so honored to be here, especially with you who support women in the music industry. There's a special place at Produced by a Girl for you.
Awesome. I try to put as many women in all of my productions as I possibly can, both in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Love it. They're calling right now. They heard you. They're like, Stephen is our man.
Okay, that's my director, probably having some questions about my documentary film. I'll have to get back to her after the show. You're going to love her because she is she also is producing. She produces. Her name is Maria Georgesian. If you go to georgesian.com, you're going to see her Georgesian International Film Festival. So she's producing an international film festival as well as producing films.
Incredible.
So, and then her festival is one of the programs that is in my outdoor drive-in movie theater program. So if Produced by a Girl has a film festival and wants to put it through my outdoor drive-in movie theater film festival circuit, I can help you with that, just like I did for Maria Georgesian and the Georgesian International Film Festival. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, you're seeing history, folks. I'm totally sign us up. I'm gonna let all the girls know.
Yeah,
that'd be so amazing.
Yeah, she's very talented, very cool, and she's got a really cool thing going. Her next festival is September 10th, 2022, and it's here in Southern California. So put that on your calendar, or just go to georgesian.com or georgesianfilmfestival.com, and you'll get all the information.
Awesome. I'll check it out.
So let's go into you a little bit, because this is basically about you. When did you first get into entertainment? When did you first know that you were somebody who needs that kind of attention, needs the limelight?
Oh, gosh.
When did you discover it was all about you?
Oh, no. Stars have their place. They got to shine somehow. I really enjoyed performing for people when I was younger, even in school plays and school musicals. I just loved being part of a group. I didn't necessarily need to be like the front person, but gosh, I loved the rush of energy that I got when I was up there in musicals performing with my friends. And then as I got older, I got into fine arts. So I was painting a lot. And I just fell in love with it. And so painting in front of people and just having people come to the studio, it was so magnetic and just a really, really unique, powerful way to connect with another person through art. And so I fell in love with the arts as a child, and would just always get really intrigued with how people responded to art. And then I got into music, and the rest is history, I guess. So I guess I've always kind of been in that artist world for sure.
Wow, that's very cool. And so you are now you're doing music, you're producing talent. How did you get into managing and producing talent? Was that from your early days as well, or did people just come up to you and be like, "Hey, you know what? You seem like somebody who could handle my career and make decisions for me. Why don't you go for it?"
Well, that's so nice of me to say, student, that level of trust immediately. I do strive for that. But how I got into it was I had an amazing manager, Andre Williams, and he was at Universal Music at the time. And he's the one who really brought me into the music industry. So I had produced about like 10 albums, and I was just sharing my music on socials for fun. And him and I connected, and he brought me into the business and started mentoring me and teaching me the ropes behind just performing. And he kind of did a great job at looking at all of my strengths and weaknesses, and just really molded me into a music executive that could really sit between some of the more difficult parts of the industry that women run into, and as kind of being a liaison there, I just grew into this natural music executive role where once after I had a brand for Produced by Girl, all these women would come in through the podcast and naturally talk to me about their careers. And with the mentoring I was getting from Andre, it just all kind of came about like a perfect storm. I don't know any other way to say it. It's just one of those scenes in life where you're just there and it kind of hits you and you're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do.
And what are some of those difficult parts that women have in the industry?
I think as indie artists, women may have a few experiences with labels, for instance, where they're like, gosh, I'm not sure if I want to be managed. I don't know if I want to be in a big contract with a label. And so they really need a different kind of platform that elevates women and still teaches them the ropes of the business, but can also push them along in their indie journey. And Produced by a Girl does that really well. So yeah.
Like a starter kit program.
Yeah, like a starter kit. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So do you have an initial program or an orientation, or do you have a sit down one-on-one hour consultation to customize how are you going to manage them, build their programs, or do you basically have kind of a criteria that everybody has to follow to be in your talent pool, and then from there you kind of spin off into their specialties? How does your protocols work?
Such a great question, Stephen. It is so customized in Produced by a Girl. Right now, I really take time to go through every artist's background and their goals in the industry. And then I match them with different tracks that I have at PBG. So for instance, I could take a beginner indie who's just wanting to learn about the music business and maybe put out their second album. I would do a little bit more A&R development with them per se. And those management contracts or bundles, I have different indie artist bundles they can look at and sign up for as more of consulting and that A&R development that they can get outside of a big label contract. Then I have other artists who are comfortable working in contractual types of projects like our compilation album, where I can bring artists in and have them work on an album and get the experience of actually working with labels and going through a project with other artists and teaching them behind the scenes about the industry when they register their PRO information and teaching them about splits and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, there's definitely two tiers of indies that come in. And I would say general baseline for all of them. So for all of you guys listening, if you're an indie artist and you want to jump into Produced by Girl, I just encourage you to at least have one single or one album out on Spotify, and you're actively producing, making music in the industry, playing gigs. You're just alive in the industry and ready to work and just grow your career. So
that's awesome.
yeah.
Awesome sauce. So, do you have any tours, or, primarily you're looking at local gigs, or you're mostly looking at launching them on social media platforms?
Yeah.
What's your strategies as far as like placing the talent, getting them on tour, or creating a social media footprint for them?
Yeah, all great stuff. For now, since Produced by Girl is 1 to 2 years old, I would say, we're just getting into the booking space. And so I partner alongside an amazing talent agency that actually books venues. And we just did our first booking at the SXSW event, which is huge. So for anything, if I ever had a first booking, I'm proud that PBG was at an unofficial SXSW venue for the artists. So that was awesome. But primarily our main strength starting out has always been about digital promotion. And we do that really, really well. Produced by Girl is a strong brand name, and our socials are known in a wide variety of circles in the industry. And so we really are very suited to get the artist's brand elevated in social media, which then falls into their performances. Like I have some indies come in, we work on their social media footprint and their branding. And then they're so strong with all of that when they go to pitch for places to gig at or to tour, they're embraced so much more and they're just ready to run.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do you have favorite social media platforms that you like to put your people on and put them through? Or do you have individual protocols for individual platforms as part of your digital social media platform that you put your talent through?
Yeah, it's such a great discussion because they're all different. So right away, Instagram is probably our largest footprint right now, but each artist is encouraged to have a really large TikTok platform. So TikTok, it's really about the individual creator, about the individual artist. I don't see a ton of brands really. I think they're still trying to figure out TikTok. So we can do promotion on TikTok, but really if you're a creator, you have everything at your fingertips on TikTok. Like you can go viral overnight. So yeah, we definitely encourage TikTok, and then getting your songs to play on TikTok too. So all of our artists, that's kind of a nice leverage point, right, for indies, because you have your tracks and you can play them on TikTok and get listened to 1 million times, and that's awesome. So yeah.
So what's your strategy to get folks to follow, to pick up new eyeballs, new followers, new views? What's your strategy for that?
There are 2 strategies that artists can follow. I'm also studying this too, so I'm passing on what I'm learning. TikTok, be sure to put something artistic and a little bit edgy out there. Like you want to catch people's eye, you want to create a conversation. So do some performing, but also express your viewpoint and let people know your points of view. TikTok is really great for responding to points of view. You see it in the comments, like people love it. So for TikTok, it's those 2 things. Be sure to express your point of view on TikTok as an artist, and also get gigging out there. Put your performances on there. Connect with your audience when you're playing, and go live. If you can go live to your fans and just treat it like a green room, even where you're like, hey, if you come to my show, I'm going to be live on TikTok later, and I'll answer one of your questions in the green room on TikTok. You can really customize it for your fans. So that's what I like that. Okay, thanks.
I like the green room idea. That's a great idea.
Thank you. And then Instagram, it's all about reels right now. So, oh my gosh, if you can get a good reel out there with you performing or dropping your single and doing a really cool customized video for reels, just like really making it pop. Don't just throw out your music video on reels. Like customize it to your viewers on Instagram, make it a little more interactive. Put some words on there. And then reels can take off too. You can get tens of thousands of views on reels and they get promoted over Facebook, and then you can link them all and it just goes viral. It's great.
That's beautiful. So how did you find the Owwll app, and what do you think of the Owwll?
Oh my gosh, Owwll. I love Owwll. Shout out to Jason. I love Owwll.
Jason's awesome, man. You couldn't find a better captain to lead the ship on this. He's very cool. He's enthusiastic. He's informative. He's smart. He's resourceful, and he has strong critical thinking skills, which is what you need to be a leader in launching an app. And I think he's amazing.
Yeah. And birds of a feather flock together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Steven's amazing. I am so grateful to be connected with you through Owwll. So Owwll, I was introduced through Owwll through Paul Votto. As you know, Paul Votto is in the entertainment industry, and a lot of
Paul
us
brought me in.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Everybody knows Paul. It's great. And who am I talking to? You already know this stuff. The entertainment industry has some circles. We all kind of bring each other along.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I got in. And then what do I think of it? I love it. Just such genuine people. You can literally like pick up the phone and call. Like,
yeah. Well, is that your favorite part? What's your favorite part of the Owwll app?
The favorite part is probably having all of that like red tape removed. Like I don't have to go to a location to network to meet 10 people who are all amazing, but you have one conversation that really just opens doors for you, the purpose of networking, right? But with Owwll, I feel like you can browse people's profiles and like get a sense of like, oh, I have a question about that in my career or in the music industry. And like, even with you, I was like, holy cow. Yeah. I'd love to talk to a phenomenal director and sit down and like learn and it's right there on Owwll. Like, how crazy is that? It's just like picking up the phone to your family and being like, hey, what's up? Like, that's great. Yeah.
That is cool. That is very, very cool. Yeah, I love it. I mean, my brain is constantly on fire with all the ways we can use this app. And it's just, all of the question marks that you have in the gaps in how we use social media today has been answered by this app. Because one of the biggest frustrations is just, it's such a glom of so many posts and so many videos and so many followers, but you never really get a real connect with the real person. I mean, it's cooler than not having it, because you didn't have access to anybody before the internet.
Right.
And before social media. So as compared to that, social media where it sits is awesome, but we've evolved to the point to where we have to get into the next best thing. What's the next thing that's going to allow us to take this? Okay, so we started off as real people, and then the internet came out, and we were still real people, but just using it as a tool. And then social media came up, and now we are allowed to create these fake profiles and then have all of our personal and business be through this fake profile. And through that fake profile, by post pictures and videos, you can collect followers and viewers, but you don't know any of them. They all know you or what you post, but you have no idea. You might have executives and producers and directors and studio heads and vice presidents of banks and princes of countries. You get 10 million views. There's got to be some celebrities in there. Come on, some CEOs. Some politicians, some investors, some influencers. It's not going to be 10 million knuckleheads,
right?
And so you can be like, woo, 10 million, but you don't know who any of those people are. And with the Owl, it allows you to 10-minute increments to make that connection like in real time with a real person. And I love that.
Yeah. That was such a beautiful like soliloquy of like how our identities have morphed through social media.
Well, it's full circle. We started off with people with no internet, no social media, and now it's come back full circle where we have the internet, social media, and now we can reconnect again as humans with a one-on-one human-to-human contact.
Yes.
A human-to-human conversation. And then from there, we can spin off into, one-off Zoom podcast shows like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I get to see your face, your smile, your laugh, and know more about you, hear about what you're doing, and have you on my show and promote your brand and promote what you're doing and promote you being on Owwll and show people that, hey, there's a real person with a brand who's on the internet, who does have a profile. That profile matches her Owwll profile, and that Owwll profile matches the person she actually is. So you get that full cycle of who your identity is, who your brand is. And now we can feel warm and fuzzy that everything connects, everything is validated, everything is real. You remember when MySpace first came out? You could have 30 profiles and you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah. Wasn't that wild?
Yeah. People were just like being whoever they wanted, a kangaroo, and they would say and do and post whatever they want. And there was no repercussions. You didn't know who was behind it all. And, it was crazy.
Crazy. The wild, wild west.
The wild, wild west. So, so we are taming the wild, wild west as we speak.
Yes.
Making it back sophisticated and civil.
That's right.
So, our time is just about up. It's been awesome chopping it up with you. I want to have you on more, and we can go down some specific rabbit holes and talk about some specific things that you're doing and specific talent that you are working with. And we can isolate on some of that. But it's been a real honor to have you on my show. And thanks for breaking the ice, for being the first Pod Owwll guest.
So stoked.
Now, here's the other thing that we're doing here. If you as an owl want to come on my network and interview another owl, I have that show as well. That's called the Owwll Pod Show.
Okay. Sign me up.
Yeah. So if you go to the owlpod.com, fill out that form of what owl you want to interview and what day and all the information, I will make sure that we can go online and make that all happen.
So cool, Stephen. Love the link up. Definitely interested. More to come.
Okay. So before we leave, where can we find you?
You can find me all over socials. You can find me in Portlandia. And yeah, just look for Produced by a Girl on every single social handle. We are there. We're in Meta. Like, come find us. We're ready to talk to you. We love our family. We want to welcome you guys in. And Stephen, welcome. Thank you so much. So honored.
I'm honored to have you. And you can find me on all the socials, anything Pod Brother. There's only one Pod Brother in the universe, and that's me.
Yes. Pod Brother. Love it.
So you can find me on Pod Brother Nation. And just Pod Brother. Do anything Pod Brother. That's me. So. All right. Thank you very much, Mary. Produced by a Girl. This is Pod Brother Nation, and you have just been in a Pod Brother experience. I appreciate that. And check for more owls on this show, the Pod Owwll Podcast. Thanks, guys. Oh, by the way, what's your referral number if anybody wants to download the Owwll and put in your referral code?
Oh, my code? Oh my gosh. Let me pull it up 1 second.
Yeah, pull it up because that's important. Okay. That's what these shows are for, is to promote you and to get people and your friends to download the app and plug in your referral code.
Steven, this is awesome. Okay, get ready, guys. Ready to write some digits down. It's MK359401.
359401. MK 34.
30. Oh, sorry. MK 359401.
359401. 359401. That's MK.
Yeah.
So you go to owwll.com. That's OWWLL.com. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mary.
Bye.
Bye-bye.